YouTube, what is going on? Your boy T Davis is back again here for week 6 of the NFL season. It feels like this season is just flying by. Of course, had a great profit in week 5 again, so not as good as my previous 4 weeks. I played a little bit less volume in week 5, but we still had a great week nonetheless. And we walk into week 6 here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Philadelphia. It should be a relatively high-scoring game here, 51 over/under. Couple of values that really are starting to stand out here early in the week that we can take a look at. Of course, make sure you guys are subscribed here to the channel on YouTube for the best daily fantasy football, and Madden content. Of course, give this video a like, comment down below if you think I missed anyone. Those things really help me out in the algorithm. If you guys want me to provide more content, those things really help me out. So I appreciate it so much, man. The support's been amazing here. Going to a lot more DFS content as well as still providing the best Madden content on YouTube. So one last thing, just want to mention my partnership, of course, with Thrive Fantasy. Use that code TDavis. When you deposit, you will get an instant 100% deposit match. So you put in $100, you're going to get $200. You put in $10, you're going to get $20. So check out the link in the description below for thrivefantasy.com. They have some great prop bets, some great daily fantasy content. And like I said, use that code TDavis to get that deposit match. So let's jump into the matchup here, though. Tampa Bay, man, they look unstoppable on offense, right? They look like the 07 Patriots here. They have so many weapons, so much talent on the offensive side. And Philly's in a must-win game here. Jalen Hurts, he's been solid fantasy-wise. We'll break all that down. Let's get into Tampa Bay first. See here, Brady, Godwin, Gronk, all limited to start the week here. I don't think Gronk will play. I do think Brady and Godwin will play in this matchup. So, of course, a lot of lineups have to start here with Tom Brady. He's been on a tear this season. Philadelphia's pass defense is not good. That's something you can attack. Their secondary for sure. So Tom Brady, overall, one of the better plays on the slate. Whether you want him in captain, I think if you're playing cash games, of course, he's one of the safest plays on the slate. Playing tournaments, I probably want to do one of the pass catchers at captain and then pair him with Brady in that flex spot. Talking about the pass catchers, all three are viable here when you're talking about their top 3 receivers: Evans, Godwin, AB. Problem is, you just never know on a week-to-week basis which one it's going to be, right? And we saw last week versus Miami, they all three pretty much produced, right? So I guess in rare instances, all three will produce, but when I'm building a lot of lineups here, I'm going to max out 2 of them in my lineups. I will not play all 3 of them in one lineup just because I don't think all 3 can get there unless Brady's throwing for 7 touchdowns, which I just don't. I mean, it can happen, but I just don't see it as a likely outcome. So I will probably max 1 or 2 of Evans, Godwin, Brown. Based on this matchup, it's tough to say, right? I'll probably lean towards AB and Godwin for the price discount, but man, Evans went off last week, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. So I don't know. I think all 3 are fine targets. I'm going to spread it out. I'm going to be diversified with all of them. I'm going to have shares of all of them in the captain spots in my tournament lineups. Moving down here to Fournette, these guys, the Tampa Bay Bucs, they are favorited on the road, so you got to think they're going to have a lead. They're going to want to run the ball, and Lenny Fournette's kind of the bell cow now. He also got 5 targets out of the backfield last week, which you love to see. It would help if Gio Bernard was out again. He'd become the 3-down back, but Gio Bernard is back in that James White role. So Fournette, though, is the early down back, first and second down. With the lead, he has that touchdown upside here. I like Leonard Fournette as well to sprinkle in. Gronk in this spot. Not sure if he plays. I think he's going to be, he's limited. He hasn't played the last couple weeks. I think he's going to be out again. They might as well just rest him. I mean, there's no really need to play him out there. So that opens up one of the best values on the slate, O.J. Howard. He actually played more snaps last week than Cam Brate did. Cam Brate priced up at $4,800, and O.J. Howard only down here at $1,400. So you're getting a $3,000 discount. O.J. Howard, easily one of the best values on this slate, in this showdown slate. Of course, these picks will work on Draftkings and Fanduel as well. O.J. Howard, I love it, man. You can put him in captain, you can put him in MVP on Fanduel, and you can kind of play all the studs up after him because he's so cheap. And you can also have him in the flex. Like I said, he's one of the best values on the slate. Also, want to look at Tyler Johnson here. Played almost 48 snaps last week, or something like that. He played a lot of snaps, though, in Week 5 against Miami. He had 3 targets. If he gets 3 targets of 42 yards in this week, he pays off his salary. Almost at minimum price here at $1,000. So they went a little more 4-receiver set with Gronk not playing. So Tyler Johnson and O.J. Howard, 2 of the better values on the slate that we can really take a look at in all formats. A couple other guys we can mention here. Gio Bernard coming out of the backfield. Didn't have the targets last week like he had against the Rams in Week 3. Maybe they'll use him a little bit more. They will have a lead in this game. I like to target Gio Bernard if they're trailing. He's going to get a lot of targets out of the backfield, but definitely a guy you can sprinkle in. Cam Brate, like I said, he's probably going to have less ownership than O.J. Howard. So if you want that reduced ownership, which we always love in tournaments, then Cam Brate's a guy we can go to. Obviously has that red zone touchdown appeal. And then the kickers. I think both kickers on both teams are in play here. Ryan Suckup, he's been solid all year. They should score a lot of points in this matchup. We always love to target kickers that can score a lot of points. But both defenses I'm probably off of. Bucs defense, obviously a little bit more intriguing than Phillies because they'll have the lead. They can kind of maybe get some sacks on Hurts. But I'm probably not playing either of these defenses that much on this slate. Let's move over to the Philly side. Jalen Hurts, man, he's been a fantasy stud this year. Hasn't gotten below 20 fantasy points yet all season long. He can do it on the ground. He can do it through the air. He is the whole team. He's the franchise right now out there in Philly. Struggled a little bit last week, but he had 2 touchdowns on the ground, and that's what we want out of our quarterback in fantasy football. The rushing upside is absolutely beautiful. They're going to be trailing here. They're going to have to pass the ball a lot. Hurts is going to have to do a lot of things with his legs to create. He's one of the best captain overall plays on the slate. I'll have Hurts in pretty much every lineup. Devontae Smith, he's easily the number 1 receiver here for Philly. Jalen Hurts and him go way back to Alabama, of course. Jalen Hurts, this is his number 1 guy. Devontae Smith, usable in all formats. I will have some shares of him at the captain spot as well. If we can attack Tampa Bay's defense, it is easily their secondary. Devontae Smith can definitely torch these guys. I love Devontae Smith in this matchup. Talking about the running backs here, I don't love Miles Sanders trailing. He did get 5 targets last week, so he's gotten a healthy amount of targets, but man, they just cannot run the ball on the ground. And Kenneth Gainwell down here is kind of taking a little bit of his snaps, right? They're at about a 60-40, 70-30 type of percentage when it comes to snaps. So Sanders' price ain't even actually that bad, though. I mean, 6,600, that's pretty decent price here. But I don't know if I love it. I'll probably have some shares of him in the flex. I don't think I'll have him at captain in any of my lineups, just because I don't see the upside here. But you never know. I think he's a decent play here, especially at that price. Moving down the list here, Dallas Goddard is going to be out, it looks like, with COVID. And he's the highest priced tight end on the Eagles. So what does that do? That opens up another one of the better values on the slate, Zach Ertz. He should play pretty much 100% of the snaps, or close to here, in this matchup at only 3,200. So tight ends are really the values on this slate with Ertz and O.J. Howard. I'm going to be attacking Zach Ertz in all formats, especially if Goddard's out, so we want to make sure of that. It looks like he's going to be. They put him on the COVID list on Tuesday, and the game is on Thursday, of course. So Zach Ertz playing for Dallas Goddard. Got to love that. Rager and Watkins, a little bit more high variance type receivers here for the Eagles, but they are playing a lot of snaps. I'll probably max one of Rager and Watkins. I only want one of them in my lineups. I don't want to play a lineup with both of them in there. Both have decent prices, though, and they're playing a lot of snaps, so I will have shares of them. It's just I'm going to either play Rager or Watkins. I'm not going to play both of them in the same lineup, but definitely guys you can take some chances on. The kicker, of course, Jake Elliott is in play here. I think Philly can put some points on the Bucs, so we will have kickers that can put some points on the board. And then a couple of more riskier dart throw type of options here if you're playing a lot of lineups. Ken Gainwell, he does have some receiving upside. He's getting a decent amount of targets. They kind of move him around. They'll play him at receiver. They'll play him at running back. Don't love the price at 2,400. I wish you would just under 1,500, but it's a guy you can take some chances on for sure if you're playing a lot of lineups. Greg Ward, he's kind of the number 4 receiver. Very, very volatile, risky play here. Probably wouldn't recommend it, but only $800. You can take some chances on him. Then the last guy that I want to mention here is Jack Stoll. He's going to be playing a lot more now if Dallas Goddard is out, because the Eagles do go with a lot of 2 tight end sets, right? They might limit it more. They might go 4 receiver, which would open up Greg Ward a little bit. So I would actually probably max one of Greg Ward and Jack Stoll, because if they go more 4 receiver sets, then Greg Ward's not, he's a decent cheap play. If they stay with their 2 tight end sets, Jack Stoll is going to get more looks in there. Doesn't even have any targets on the year. He's more of a pass blocking tight end. But at minimum price, $200, if Goddard is ruled out, we can take some chances on him, especially at that price. If he literally gets his 2 catches for 20 yards, we're going to be okay because of that cheap price tag. So that's kind of the lowest guy that I will go to. A guy that I'll take some chances on for value is Jack Stoll, only if Goddard's out. So Goddard being out is one of the biggest things on this slate we need to keep an eye on. Same with Gronkowski on the Buccaneers. So keep an eye out for those 2 things. If they are ruled out, it opens up a lot of value for us here at the tight end spot. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Support's been amazing. Let's keep it hot. Let's keep it rolling into Week 6. Of course, I'll have my main slate picks out for Draftkings and Fanduel coming soon. Until next time, your boy T. Davis is out.